Good morrow. I would ask that this video, for perhaps my friends or anyone who would like to copy and propagate this video, you are welcome to in its entirety. I would encourage propagation of this video so people know what's going on more. What is a Fed? When we talk about a Fed, we usually, in the United States, we refer to a federal agent, maybe an FBI, but could be an FBI agent. It's one of the Feds. FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation. That is a division of the United States government. So it could be the United States of America Federal Bureau of Investigation agent. Or you could say United States of America Federal Bureau agent. Now, when we, and I might ask that this video is copied, at least by my friends, probably kept in safekeeping, so that when recorded and stored, so that when this whole, when this censorship campaign is ended, that they may still have it if they want to, for whatever use they want to use it for. But it's in its entirety, and unblemished, unmodified, unchanged. So Federal Bureau of Federal Bureau of Investigation agent, United States of America Federal Bureau of Investigation agent. Federal Bureau of Investigation agent. So many of people may know of my poor health and the problems I've had with my health. I am much sicker than people realize, and this has been going on since 1995. So it's been almost going on for 15 years, and my youth has been effectively stolen from me, and I am under federal investigation, if you want to call that federal investigation. I believe people know whatever they need to know as far as justice, in my case, to do what they want to. Since, again, this is not mature enough for a lot of people. I mean, this is not mature enough. This is not, the people that might be watching this might be too immature to understand what's going on. The United States government, and it should be obvious by now, it's just kind of, you can go get on information on it, but it makes sense. The world is ruled by kings, not by democracies. The European Union was forced upon the Europeans. Consolidation into one almost state. Our country, we're told, is run by bankers, and we're starting to see that the Fed chairman Ben Bernanke does not have to answer questions. Nothing is done to him. So we see it as a Ponzi scheme, and it is run by international bankers. So when we say federal government or a Fed, somebody who works for the federal government, I believe what we've got is shorthand for the Federal Reserve Bank. Particularly, the one that has really gained power is of New York. So, and the bankers are basically, seem to be run, as far as I can tell, are run by David Rockefeller. So when I say I'm suffering physically, and you say the government's doing that to me, and this is what's going on, I think what's really going on is, this could be deleted, so that's why I'm saying this. The government is run by bankers, so a Fed or a Fed FBI agent and call that a Fed is really not beholden to the, to the system, the mechanization we have that's really an illusion, but is beholden to the bankers. So then my physical condition, which has been poor, is really not problem with the mechanizations of the country. If you read in government documents, and I've read this, if you read, and you can just do it yourself, look up a bill or look up a law, and it uses the term "the corporation." I heard someone say this, and it appears to be true, that the United States government is considered a corporation. Well, the corporation has a board, and apparently this corporation has a board, and we know them pretty much now as international bankers. So what they can crush you because you're their servant, to put it nicely. So they believe that, and I speak from a Christian perspective. They believe that, that the choice is not the president of the United States and all their buddy and all that stuff that looks suspicious. It looks suspicious because it is suspicious. And I've seen people in Congress make signals to one another, indicating that they are part of a cohesion, of a group that wants to get along with one another, rather than fight one another. Signals to one another, standing before Congress. Once somebody in Congress said, there was a video out there of it, that the internet is, and there's a news article on it if you want to look up a news article, that the internet is dead. You can look up "the internet is dead" either on YouTube or on the service from the internet. They're apparently trying to decide they're going to collapse the internet, and they're already collapsing the financial situation of the United States. I believe what we've got is people want to gain power and control and money. And so that's where you get the mumbo jumbo. That's what it's for. That's what the presidents and all this Congress and all that, that's for. So what we've got is really that they are consolidating their corporation into a greater whole, just like in the European Union, the African Union, which does not have that, I don't think it has that name yet, but there are other unions, the Asian Union, which I think is changing names, but that exists. They're consolidating their corporations, and the United States government has been used to go around the world to become a corporation of these bankers. That's why the United States government fights these countries, to overthrow their leaders and turn them into corporations, that they are the board members too. And this is just blatantly obvious when you realize what's going on, when you can start to interpret the news. When you talk about atheism, stuff like that, that is being pushed on the American people. I'm speaking as a Christian. That is being pushed on the American people through the United States organizations. The local governments are servants of the state governments. The state governments are servants of the national government. The national government is servant of the bankers. So they're pushing evolution on you. Whether you may say, "Well, I believe in evolution anyway." That's your choice. But I believe it's being propagated, and from what I've heard, from what I've understood, there's evidence out there to believe that knowledge is being suppressed. I experienced this in college with my own professor. He couldn't say certain things that were going on. He could not, people pull strings on you, even if you're a professor in college, and you will be fired if you don't say the right things. When you go back to my Christian perspective, when everything comes crashing down, what the question is what are you, what are you going to do? What is going to distinguish yourself? And I'm certainly not going to cover in this video, but what is going to distinguish yourself as being someone who is trustworthy? What is going to distinguish yourself as we talk about Daniel, the book of Daniel, and this has happened again and again throughout time and even throughout our own lifetimes, that those who excel and are trustworthy are treated better. Anyway, so I can't really go into that with this video, and I want to stop it about here. But when we complain about the government, it's really the bankers that are running it and doing what they want to with people's lives, and that's what's happened with me. Thanks.